Okay, we're here today with Flora and David, who doesn't want to be on camera, but we're just going to hear David. Talking about Flora's Farms in Soledad, California. Greenfield, I'm sorry. Your shop is in Soledad. And they are farmers. Here at the farmers market here in Salinas. December 1st, hard to believe it's December 2012.
In the rain.
In the rain. And the hardcore vendors are here. Not very many vendors are here, but Flora's always here. Flora and David. So what we really want to talk about is organic foods in California, the differences between organic that you see in the store versus other organic versus natural organic. And I'm going to let Flora do all the talking.
Okay.
And I might ask her a few questions along the way if I get confused, but this is an education time.
All right. As far as our growing practices, we start, of course, with either a transplant or a seed that is all organic, no GMOs. And mainly my plants come out of Santa Cruz. I have a grower that grows all my organic transplants. And we grow everything 100% natural, being that we do not use any herbicide or pesticide. The only type of fertilizer we use is a pelletized chicken manure, which is a 442, which is all steamed and very natural, and basically that's used on our greens for a nitrogen. But our soil is on a floodplain, so it has all kinds of nutrients. We grow, it has very nice sun and the heat, so we're able to grow like tomatoes later in the year versus cutoff time or where people grow them in greenhouses. So this is more grown naturally and vine ripened. As far as the different varieties of certification, we are certified through Monterey County Ag Department. There is no certification for 100% natural. There's a certification of USDA, which can also include produce and fruits and vegetables that come from other countries. And that is, there are pesticides and herbicides that can be used on those products. Versus there's also CCOF, which is a California Certified Organics, which is a lot stricter. There again, they can use legal herbicides and pesticides on that. But as far as growing, our method is 100% natural, where we use nothing but, like I say, the pelletized.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. What percentage of California growers, or even in the United States, do the natural growing? A very low percentage? Because of the climate. You have like a perfect climate.
Yes, the climate has a lot to do with it. As far as 100% natural, it's kind of a give and take with Mother Nature. If there's a crop, I have an infestation of aphids on my broccoli. Usually I'll have to yank it all out and start from scratch again, which I know is not very profitable. But I turn around and I give that product to my chickens, which is, they're again 100% natural, and they really don't mind the aphids. So I'll just have to start all over again, to where a farmer that has to have that product, whether he is, on a contract, he will pick it and he will have to use something to combat the aphids. Our base thing, like in spring and summer, we have circa flies, which is like a small, similar to a bee, and they eat aphid larvae, so that can help us. Or I basically just go out with a water hose and hit the broccoli with that, and aphids don't like water.
Interesting.
So, but as far as organic, I think grown in the U.S., I think it's 5% of the food that is grown in the U.S. is organic. So, and that is, based on the USDA calculations, which is in an ag report that David has just recently. But as far as the 100% natural, that's how we grow it, and Mother Nature is, what it's all about, and we just keep an eye on things, and
So compared to what you could normally buy organic in a store, a grocery store, I do notice the difference in flavor. The food lasts a lot longer in the refrigerator or even out of the refrigerator. What do you tell people that are buying organic in the store, what they really need to look for to be consumers who are aware of the, you know, the things that say organic but aren't really organic? Like what are the ways that producers get around being able to use the word organic, but it's not true organic food, which the farmers markets are really great for, which we're grateful for. But it's all about awareness and education, and it's very challenging for neophytes, for people who are just learning this, to understand the difference of why you'd pay a little bit more for a natural organic at a farmer's market versus buying organic at a store. What are the benefits?
Well, I think it would be difficult as a consumer to basically like go into a retail store and kind of know if it is or it isn't. Of course, you read the sign, that's the number one thing, and being a retail store, they can get in trouble by selling something that is not, you know, so they're giving you false information. But as far as going in other than testing, you really can't. So that's why I always tell my customers the best way to do is to buy local and to talk with your farmer and know what's going on.
I'd say the number one thing is freshness. Because at the farmer's market, you're looking at same day or next day. When you get to the supermarket, it can be a week or two old, even though it's organic.
You can come in, ma'am. It's okay, you can come in.
I don't want to interrupt.
Oh.
Might as well just finish.
Continue.
You got her now with words of wisdom.
So that's my basic thing. Just go to a farmer's market and you talk directly to the person that's growing the product for you. You know, and like you say, it may be a little bit more, but a lot of this is, you know, produced with a lot of labor. You know, it's a labor of love.
Labor of love.
We go out there and we enjoy what we do, and we enjoy bringing it to market for people to enjoy on their table.
Well, that sounds like an excellent explanation. Something I've been trying to corral for a long time, and there's just so many details to it. And now for the fun part of this short little video, the chickens.
Yes.
The chickens like to listen to certain types of music, I'm told. Explain.
I had read a gentleman, in fact, this study was out of Japan, and chickens are a type of animals that get stirred up very easily, and all of our chickens are pastured, and they go out in the morning out of the barn, and they'll come into the barn with their nesting boxes to lay their eggs. So this gentleman was talking about that he got higher production, his chickens were a lot more calmer if I played music. So being kind of the crazy person I am, I love rock and roll, but they don't. So they like a real soft jazz, and it is very comical. They come in and sit in their nesting boxes and they listen to their music, and it has paid off. They do produce a little bit more. So anyway, because most chickens in an organic or a natural state will lay an egg anytime between 24 to 26 hours versus commercially when they're grown with hormones, 14 to 16, 18 hours.
And so what, speaking of your eggs, what certification or what do you call them versus, I mean, I can go to the store and I can buy vegetarian raised non-hormone eggs, but what is the difference between your eggs, which are delicious, I might add, and they last a lot longer?
Correct. Yeah, as far as our eggs, number one, they're not fed hormones. So I would say that the egg is a lot better for you to begin with. They're pastured, and then after I get all of my produce, they get all of, we're a sustainable ranch, where they get all of our garden produce. That is fantastic. So, and I think it's important as far as, like I say, with not their feed that they're getting, and they're just happy hands. There's, you know, you can really tell when they're producing a great egg.
My mom has the same complaint in Santa Barbara. The mountains
plumage and everything. There's beautiful animals.
So what happens when David puts Christmas music on?
Well,
holiday music.
They get really excited for Christmas now. It's a little bit more of a kind of a little bit more of a I don't know kind of excitement in the barn. But I think jazz is still their number one.
Jazz is still their number one.
Interrupted for a minute.
Oh no, we were talking about the music and the type of music you like to
Cut it off.
you like to screw with the chickens. We're good, thanks.
You can continue on
Well, we
that
can see what the eggs look like.
They're the best.
Beautiful eggs.
I read a great article, Flora, on organic farming or foods, you know, and stuff, and the lack of chemicals and everything.
Was that in the Coast Weekly?
It's gonna cut it out, was it?
Yes.
Okay. I can't remember the source.
Yeah, it was great.
Okay, we're back with Flora and David. Had to take on some customers. Like usually you can see they're almost out of food because they usually sell out. You have to, the eggs are such a high quality commodity that you have to be on a list for the eggs. So, gotta get your name on the list. Okay, so these beautiful apples here, which I've been eating, my doctor said you're allowed to eat apples right now, so luckily I've had this incredible surplus of apples to choose from each week. These apples are not grown on your farm.
Correct.
So you had told me that
we do have apple trees, but it's not ample, for our markets to come. It's just like our pears. Our early pears come off, and I think our late pears this year we probably had 200 to 300 pounds off of a tree, which is a good pear year. And there again,
they're very good too.
It just depends if it's a good time for the bees to pollinate. If we get a good rain, then we lose a lot of blossoms, and of course you lose the blossoms and we lose the fruit too. So, but as far as our apples, through the Monterey County Ag Department, when you're certified, you grow 90% of the product that you offer at the farmer's market to your customers, and they allow you to have 2 off-site certifications. So, for instance, our apples, we go to Paso Robles, to Fair Hills Farms. They are 100% organic, not only USDA, but also they're CCOF. So I felt that here in Salinas that there was a need for apples. I know there's a lot in Watsonville, but organic apples are very difficult to find. So what I do is I go to his farm and I purchase them from him, and then I bring them here and resell them to my customers. And we're allowed to do that with 2 certifications. I also do it with honey. We have a local honey person, a beekeeper here in Salinas, and I certify him in the spring and summer and fall for my markets that we do in Soledad and in King City, because we don't have a honey person here, which he is here at the Salinas market, so that's why I don't carry his honey. So that's my 2 off-site certifications.
And I noticed today I purchased some of your strawberry jam, 100% natural. Strawberry sugar, lemon, and pectin.
Yes.
It's very, very tasty, even though I'm not allowed to have it right now. What other types of things like the jams that you do? Oh, you have the olive oils that you sell.
The olive oil,
organic
the honey. The honey is going to, after the first of the year, I'm carrying the olive oil till the 31st of December, and then that's going to be switched over to my to my honey, totally.
So you have organic olive oil.
I won't be carrying olive oil anymore after the 31st of December.
Oh, oh, I really like that olive oil.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Bruce.
That's okay. I was trying to be all organic. So.
Yeah. So, but as far as my jam, if you are a producer of the product going into the jar and also preserver, so there's a qualification that goes in there through the health department, producer/preserver. You're allowed to do that. And so when I have excess, I don't sell very many berries here at the market. What I do is I just go ahead and put them into jam form when I have time.
And what does CCOF stand for, acronym?
California Certified Organic Farmers.
So everybody, pretty much all the farmers markets to be able to say that you're organic, you have to post a...
Correct. That is a whole different realm through the Monterey County Ag Department. Basically, your soil has to be tested for organic certification, and of course you can't use conventional pesticides and herbicides. And then there is a permit that you have to obtain through the state of California. So
come on in, man. And regarding testing, we were talking about earlier, David was saying that sometimes you get surprise tests.
Correct, or surprise visits.
Surprise
visits. Basically, what the Monterey County Ag Department does, they come through and they check, they look at our certification, number one, to make sure that it's updated and we're not working with an expired one. But then also to go through and everything that is listed. We have over 85 commodities that we grow on our farm. So everything that is listed on the cert is here available for the customers. So,
excellent.
Yeah. So that's to ensure our customers that we do grow what we say we grow.
Excellent.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much for your time today. This is very educational, and please everybody get out to your local farmers markets. It's a privilege, and hopefully you've learned as much as I have today. And we'll see you at the farmers markets. Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce.